Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2017 general readings, and thank you so much for joining me here today. These are general readings, so they're not going to resonate or apply the same to everyone who watches. I mean, there's thousands of you watching, so how could it mean the same thing to everybody? Uh, Everybody's so different, has different things going on in your lives, different natal charts, etc., which is exactly why we advise you to check your rising and your moon sign as well as your primary sun sign. You may find that they resonate for you a little more predictively this month. Or you just may find that they give you different glimpses and different perspectives and insights on what's going on in your lives during the time period that the reading covers. And watching all three gives you as clear and whole a picture as possible. So watch all three if you can. Thank you. Always a note of gratitude before we begin to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. Welcome to any newcomers. Your support and feedback means so very much to me, and keep the comments coming. You guys are brilliant. I love reading them, and I do read each and every one of them. Thank you as well to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings, both my first timers and my regular clients. And thank you for the frequent updates and feedback on how those readings continue to play out in your lives. It's always an honor and a pleasure to do personal readings, and I'm grateful for the trust that you give me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little information in detail, and my email address, which is Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you or anyone else. You can always purchase a gift reading for friends, family, and loved ones as well. And I do offer a variety of types of readings and lengths of readings, but I also offer a year overview and outlook, which is a 24 card spread, which looks at every area of your life, which you can do at any time of the year as it simply covers 12 months from the time of the reading, but it's always quite popular at this time as we're transitioning into a new year. So if you're interested in that, just mention it in the email as well. I do readings full time, 6 days a week, so I'm able to get back with you quite quickly and schedule a reading within a fairly timely fashion. Current turnaround time is anywhere of from 2 days to upwards of a couple of weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks, we can schedule a reading for you live or recorded. So again, if you're interested, send me an email and we'll go from there. So moving right into this reading is for Libra for January 2017, the air sign of Libra. January 2017. What does the first month of this beautiful new year of 2017 have in store for our Librans? Libra, January 2017. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Libra, the air sign of Libra for January 2017. Okay, Libra. We begin with the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Cups. Next to that is the Ace of Swords, accompanied by the Page of Wands. We have the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Devil in reverse. And at or towards the end of January 2017, we have the Star card, Beautiful Energy, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and advice is the Three of Pentacles. A lot of earth energy here, so a lot of focus on the material, tangible world or possessions, job, career, money, finances, property, resources, etc., which is what the energy of the suit of pentacles usually manifests as. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of your 9 cards are pentacles, and the rest is kind of an even scattering. So a lot of tangible focus on tangible things in your life, if not job and career path specifically. I feel like it's actually home and property for a lot of you watching. At least that's the strongest sense of energy I'm getting, is that it's actually centered around family, home. For some of you, it's the actual home or property itself. For some of you, it's around a child too. I think there's I think for a small portion of you, this feels very specifically oriented towards someone who's watching on. There is something about a child custody issue too, and waiting for a decision or an outcome on perhaps visitation rights or a custody battle of some kind, which of course would greatly affect your family and home environment. So let's begin. We find ourselves at the beginning of January 2017, Libra, with the energy of the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Cups. So Pentacles, we have Earth energy here, which is the element that rules Pentacles. Again, it usually manifests as things in our tangible earthly world, property, finances, money, assets, resources, job, career, etc. The Four of Pentacles is a card of of holding on tightly to what you have, sometimes to the foundations of what you have. Sometimes it can represent holding on too tightly because you're afraid to lose what you view you have left. I see this card come up sometimes for people who are very possessive or hold on very tight to the things they have in their life, a little too tight because they've lost a lot in their life or they feel a lot's been taken away from them, so that they're very possessive and they hold on very tight to what they have because they're afraid of losing even more. It can represent being kind of closed off and very guarded or very vigilant as well. And the advice that comes with the Four of Pentacles is to be more open or to loosen up and let go, to relax a little bit more and not be so afraid of losing, which is easier said than done, I understand. But it's about holding on to the foundations that you have worked so hard to build. Now, the Four of Pentacles is paired with the Ten of Cups. And here we have water energy, which is the element that rules the Suit of Cups. So the Suit of Cups is all about that watery, mercurial world of feelings, emotions, love, relationships. The energy of the Suit of Cups is about our relationship. Energy and our emotional landscape, how we relate to people in our personal life and our external life as well. Tens represent the end of a cycle, something coming to a close, or the coming full circle, the full culmination of something. And the Ten of Cups is one of the cards that are referred to as the happy home card, the happily ever after card. It represents the culmination of emotional fulfillment. You can see all 10 of your emotional range of cups here are upright and filled in this beautiful rainbow. A sense of happiness, satisfaction, contentment, a feeling like you're at a place in life where not perfect, because nothing ever feels perfect, but everything's just the way that it's supposed to be. There's a strong sense of family, home, and harmony, stability, continuity. The artist of the Gilded Tarot deck, Cyril Marchetti, designed the picture of the Ten of Cups as almost as if it were what he was coming home to at the end of the day, that place where you can feel like you belong, where everything's just right. You can take your shoes off and put your feet up and know that you're where you belong. Everything just feels like it's where it's supposed to be, and you're feeling very emotionally content and happy. And there's a sense of a family, again, family stability, continuity, and harmony and balance. So we start January 2017 Libra with the sense of really wanting to hold on quite tightly to this. And I feel like for some of you, there's a feeling that it's being challenged in some way or threatened in some way, or you're waiting for something which is going to strongly affect the stability and happiness of your home and your family. And for some of you, I'm getting that this is about a custody issue or visitation. Perhaps some of you, it may be an adoption issue, because I feel like for some of you, there's child energy involved here in this Page of Wands, which is next to it. Some of you, it could be an actual property issue. You're waiting to hear on the selling of a property, or whether you're being approved for a home or not, or some of you, it could be a legal issue with that, because I do get a thread for some of you that this is an issue that's being decided in court by a judge or a body of people somehow. The specifics, of course, the story is going to split up a variety of different ways because there's a lot of you watching. For some of you, this is going to be about adoption. For some of you, this is going to be about a custody or visitation issue, from a breakup or something. For some of you, this is going to be about the acquiring of a home or being afraid you're going to lose a home in some way. Um, Something to do with the stability of your home and family. Perhaps waiting to see if you're going to be relocating for a job or work, which greatly affects security and stability of your current home. Again, it's going to split off a variety of different ways, but the fundamental energy, as I always say, remains the same. We open the month with this sense of really wanting to hold on tightly to the foundations of this, to the happiness and stability of your home life, your home environment, and the family in some way, however that way plays out for you. Now, next to that, we have the Ace of Swords, accompanied by the Page of Wands. So here we have air energy, which is the element that governs the suit of swords. And the energy of swords is mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. The suit of swords is all about what goes on up here in our old noggins. It's about how we look at things, our outlooks, perspectives, perceptions, belief system, words, ideas, communication, how we communicate what we think, how we get our ideas across to people. So a lot of mental energy here, airy mental energy governed by air. Aces represent the ones, beginning, promise, potential. They represent seeds, which, if they're planted, have the potential, if they're taken care of, to grow and manifest into something quite beautiful. But of course, as we all know, seeds don't turn into anything or fulfill their potential if they're not planted and watered and fertilized and taken care of. Otherwise, they just fizzle out as like ideas which never get acted on. So this Ace of Swords, this would be a new outlook, a new way of looking at something, a fresh perspective on something. This would be an epiphany moment, your aha moment, the light bulb going off over your head, a new idea, which has the promise to grow and manifest into something else. It's the beginning of looking at something in a different way, but with clarity, absolute clarity and wisdom and insight. The Ace of Swords comes in, as this sword does, comes in and it cuts away all the extraneous fantasy and illusion and exposes or illuminates something in its truth, in its clarity, the reality of what a situation really is. Uh, and it is considered a card of success too, because of a new way of looking at something, but looking at it again in a very clear-sighted, very realistic view. So we're holding on to and waiting for something to do with our family harmony and stability and balance, whether that's the actual family and child matters or property issues. Again, for some of you, this is a process that's actually legal. It's in court or something like that right now. So we have this new idea, this new perspective coming in, things being illuminated and clarified. You're getting the beginnings of an idea, of how this is going to proceed. Now, the Ace of Swords is paired with the Page of Wands. So here we have fire energy, which is the element that governs the suit of wands. So the energy of the suit of wands is very fiery, active, action oriented, very fluid, dynamic suit. It's forward moving and looking. It's all about creating, building, manifesting change, movement, action, power. The suit of wands can address things like creative projects, artistic projects, career, anything that's about moving forward and building and creating things. It's a very exciting uh, building energy. Pages represent the youngest and least mature energies of the tarot cards. They can sometimes represent children, babies, or children or young people. They can represent, they have that student apprenticeship kind of energy. They can represent messages, messengers, being at the beginning of knowledge, being at the beginning of a path, being something starting out brand new and fresh. Because this is the Page of Wands, he's, of all four of the pages, he's probably the quickest, the most spontaneous and impulsive because he's governed by fire. There is a lot of spontaneous, impulsive energy with the Page of Wands. Uh, and paired with the Ace of Swords, the story is going to split off a variety of different ways here because there's so many of you watching. For some of you, this is an issue around a child. For some of you, it's a custody issue, an adoption issue of some kind. I feel like for those of you for whom that resonates, you're actually going through a legal process right now, and you're getting some information or news comes in. I feel that gives you a different. You're looking at it in a different way. There's a different perspective. Some information is being revealed, and I feel like for a lot of you, the way through or your success is actually becoming clearer based on this new perspective, this new way you have of looking at it. Something's coming in and revealing something which is going to make this possible, or give you more information so you can proceed forward with more confidence. For those of you for whom this is about a, a child or a young person, a baby, again, adoption or custody. I'm feeling like for some of you it is adoption, for some of you it is child custody or visitation of some way. It could be part of a divorce process as well. For some of you, this is about home in terms of the property itself, the tangible property. Some of you may be buying your first home. Some of you, there may be a bankruptcy issue or a foreclosure issue, and you're kind of working through that. Again, I feel like things are going to be working out in your favor, even though for a time period, I think more for the first half or even the first 2/3 of January, there's kind of an unsettling, unstable feeling about it. But there's information coming in, things are being revealed to you, which is going to make the path more clear and give you more hope for success and triumph at the end of it. And a lot of this is going to be through working with other people, through compromising and negotiating. Some of you may not be able to get everything that you want, but you're going to be able, I think, to compromise and negotiate and work with people, some of which you may not want to work with or compromise and negotiate with, particularly for custody issues or anything like that. But it's a question of give and take for the greater good, for a common cause and goal. Your your over your overall energy from the bottom of the deck is the Three of Pentacles, which is about compromise and negotiation, giving a little bit, taking a little bit. To achieve a one common goal or for the greater good of something. Uh, and regardless of the specifics of how this plays out, this greater good has to do with your home, your family stability and continuity. Some of you are being cautioned against being too spontaneous and impulsive, even if you're really excited by this new outlook or perspective. There's still a caution about being practical and clear-sighted in how you move forward in this as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for those of you based on the comments and feedback that we'll be seeing after this posts. So next to that, we have the combination of the energy of the Seven of Pentacles, accompanied by the Devil in reverse. So the Seven of Pentacles, we have more earth energy here. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of reflection and assessment. It's harvest time on this card. This woman has put a lot of, she's invested a lot into this harvest. She planted the seed, she watered and fertilized and pruned and took care of it. And the fruit has grown and ripened and it's ready to be picked, represented or symbolized by these pentacles. But she hasn't yet begun. Right now, she's taking a step back and she's looking to see what the harvest looks like. Did she get what she expected to get out of it? Did what she invest in it, was it worth the effort? Was it worth everything she invested in it and what she's expecting to harvest? Is it worth picking? Is it worth continuing the same crop next growth season, or should she do something different? It is a card of taking a look at everything you've invested in this, asking yourself if it's worth pursuing, if you should just take what you can and leave and start over again, or if you should continue to invest in this, continue to fight for it, or continue to build and grow upon it as well, whatever the situation is specifically for you. And that's going to help overcome a sense of imbalance. And being out of harmony, because that Seven of Pentacles is accompanied by the Devil in reverse, major arcana card. So in the upright position, the Devil represents imbalance, things being out of balance, out of harmony, the scales being way out of whack. It can represent addictions, conventional addictions like alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, shopping, etc. It can represent unhealthy relationships, power and control issues, too much neediness or clinginess. Um, Basically, too much attention and focus in one area to the detriment and exclusion of other areas. Uh, just a lack of balance and harmony. Now you got it in the reverse position with the Seven of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is advice that, again, you need to be clear-headed about this. I get the feeling that for some of you, there is this fear, perhaps because you've lost a lot in the past or a lot's been taken from you, that whatever you have that you're holding on to, something that has to do with family and home stability, um, perhaps it feels like it's being threatened somehow, or you're wanting something very badly and you're worried you're not going to get it. There's a sense of holding on so tightly and of perhaps out of fear, maybe wanting to rush in and do something very spontaneous or impulsive that you may regret later. But again, I feel like the advice thread through this whole reading is be clear-sighted about this. Think about it very carefully. Take new information and news that's coming in. Get a different look at it. Perhaps re-strategize if you have to. Consider what you've invested in it before you go rushing off to do something you may regret later, so that you can maintain balance or bring balance and harmony back to this situation. Don't go rushing off out of fear or insecurity and do something you may end up regretting later. Stay as balanced and moderate as you can, and think very carefully about what you have, at what's at stake here, what's at cost, and how much that you've have invested in that. Particularly if you have to compromise and negotiate with people that you'd rather not. Consider what's at stake before you, say things you may regret or do things you may regret later. Look at what's at stake, what you have invested in this. Now, at or towards the end of January 2017, we have the energy of the combination of the major arcana card of the star, beautiful energy, accompanied by the Knight of Pentacles, an offer or opportunity coming in. So the star card, I love this card. This is a card of, and it's major arcana, so fingers of the divine, God, spirit, and your angels sending profound energy and messages here, divine timing and orchestration. The star card is a card of primarily of hope and faith. You're being asked to have hope and faith in your wish being full in. It's one of the wish fulfillment cards. You're being asked to have hope and faith in the path in front of you, even if it seems hidden or cloudy or you can't see how it's going to work out. It's about putting one foot in front of the other. Do what's in front of you to do. Keep that balance. Find your center and keep your balance. Don't go off half-cocked or do anything really spontaneous or impulsive. You're being asked to trust that in divine timing and orchestration. Trust that things are unfolding as they're meant to. Um, and have faith that the path in front of you, whether you can see it or not, is for your greater good. Is has that the powers that be, that spirit wants your joy and fulfillment and life purpose on this path, and you need to trust that the plan they have for you is unfolding as it's meant to. Hope and faith. This woman is emptying her pitchers out into this body of water that she's kneeling in. She's completely emptying all her water out. She's doing it in perfect faith and confidence that her pitchers will be refilled when she needs it, because the source itself is limitless. She has that kind of trust and hope and faith in the divine, in divine timing and orchestration, in the path in front of her, even if she can't see it, that everything's going to be okay, that she will be taken care of and given what she needs when the time comes, as long as she does what's in front of her to do, because everything's happening the way that it's supposed to be. That's what you're being asked to do at or towards the end of January 2017. So hang on, Libra, it's going to be fine. So the star card is paired with the Knight of Pentacles. So we have more earth energy here. Knights represent, they can represent the speed at which a situation moves, or advice on how you should move and act during this situation. The Knight of Pentacles, out of all four of the knights, being the slowest and most methodical because he's governed by the element of earth. Putting one foot in front of the other, step by step, doing what's in front of you to do. That's the key to your success. Knights are also the bringers of the tarot. They are the method by which things are delivered. So often when you see knights, they represent something, an offer, an opportunity, an offering, either by usually to you, coming in from some kind of external source or person coming to you, or you making this offer outwards, but usually coming in. So it looks like at or towards the end of January 2017, perhaps in the beginning of February, there is an offer and opportunity coming in, and it's a very tangible, concrete one, because this is the Knight of Pentacles. This is earth energy, which is about our material, tangible world. So there's a very tangible offer or opportunity coming in. At the end of January going into February. It may not be fast moving, but it is solid, steady, and reliable. About again, I feel like for those of you for whom this is a legal situation, there's going to be something on the table for you at the end of January or the beginning of February, and it looks like a very good one and a very solid, stable, reliable one. You're being asked to have faith until this happens, though, until this comes in. It looks like it's one worth taking, and you're being asked to have hope and faith in that and to trust in things unfolding. Uh, Try not to go off half-cocked and do anything spontaneous and impulsive or say anything spontaneous and impulsive that you may regret later, particularly those of you for whom the situation involves having to compromise and negotiate, perhaps with people, a person or a group of people, or in an environment that you would prefer not to, because it's all about keeping what's at stake in front of you when you're tempted to rush off and do something which may not be so wise. Keep in mind what's at stake, how much you have invested in this, and the greater good here, which is your overall energy. From the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles, which is that card about compromise, negotiation, sometimes working together with a person or a group of people that you have difficulty working with or would prefer not to, but there's a greater good here that you're working for. There's a common cause, a common goal, and that's what you have to keep in mind in compromise and negotiation. Compromise and negotiation means giving and taking. Maybe you have to set, you can't get everything that you want, but it's about giving a little bit and taking a little bit, and keep that in mind. Keep what's at stake in mind here through the month of January, because that's where your success is going to come from, and that's what's going to be acknowledged and I think rewarded at the end. Have hope and faith. That offer, that opportunity, that resolution and answer is coming at the end of January, the beginning of February, and it looks like it has a lot of potential, that it's a good one. So, yep, Libra, that pretty much wraps up your January 2017 general reading. I hope you have enjoyed it, that it has been useful and helpful to you in some way, because that's why we do these. And again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading for yourself or as a gift for anyone else, any of the readings I offer, or in the yearly overview and outlook, which is always popular this time of year, feel free to send me an email at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the January 2017 mid-month readings. And until then, Libra, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.